Morning, guys. So I'm gonna go over this real quick, best I can. So the video's not too large, but we go over some of the basic stuff on the closing disclosure. It does look, and I saw that's one section that the commission for me is rolled into the closing costs. So that looks great. I'll confirm that with the bank and the attorney to make sure that's the case. And I still owe them a document, which is the closing commission um, on my side. They know what it is. It's just I had to send them some stuff. I sent them all the broker stuff, licenses, all that over the last week. I spent the last week up in New Hampshire doing some work. So I kind of already looked at some of this. It's a 10-year loan. You're purchasing land. Product is a 1-1 adjustable, okay, conventional. So the rate is going to change after the first year. I'm assuming you guys know that. So after the first year, which may be perfectly fine, just understand how that adjustable rate works, where it's fixed for the first year. After that, it starts to adjust based on the current market at that time. So can go as high as 11.125%. It's currently 5. I was wondering why that was so low. That's a great rate. It's because it's an adjustable. So if you guys plan on getting to the house part and at the rate you guys are going, you probably will, which is good. This is a smart way to go because of the way it's going to go, hopefully. It's a good thing. So, all right, so 5.125%, 37,500 monthly principal and interest is going to be $400. Right, that's the principal and interest. Estimated escrow is about $100. That's the taxes and insurance. I assume says amount can increase. Forget the can. It will. Taxes go up every single year. So that 400 will turn into 410, 420, 430. It'll go up. It's just the way it is with taxes and insurance. Just property taxes, no homeowner insurance. So because it's basically land at this point, insuring land. You know what I mean? So $100 in monthly in property taxes, that will increase. You guys are working on it. It's going to change between now and next year. So again, this 1 year is fine. Just be careful and know that again that interest rate is going to change. May not affect you as much because you're going to be building a house there. Closing costs $5,492.47. Cash to close. So the closing costs were the $5,400. Cash to close, cash that you have to bring to the closing, $4,960.22. $4,960.22. Sorry, Sunday morning. Only my second cup of coffee, so I'm still kind of foggy headed. Application fees 400, processing fees 300. Those two are 700. Appraisal 300. Credit report 135. Loan quality initiative 39. Taxes. Just scanning through here quickly. Some of the stuff you just don't have a choice. It is what it is. What they ask for is what you've got to do. There's not much fighting that you can do. Municipal lien certificate, there wasn't much there. Settlement fee, whoever that is, Michael, $100. Loan costs, okay. I assume that is it says right here, ABC. ABC. They're adding these two things, that's the total for that. Other closing costs, recording fees for 40. Paid by the seller paid, right, which it should be. That's the stamps, tax stamps. Okay, yeah, so you're paying the recording fees, they're paying the tax stamps. Normally they don't have the two side by side anymore. There was a whole thing a couple of years back about everybody seeing their own information, and I prefer this because you can kind of go back and forth and make sure everything is easier done instead of looking at two different documents. Prepaid home insurance, mortgage premium, prepaid interest $5, property taxes $300. Again, not much of a choice. Initial escrow, the first month of taxes. Attorney's fees, Bartholomew, $950. That's the seller. Attorney fees, James O'Brien, $450. So that's what the lawyer's getting paid. And I assume he's doing the closing because he's working for the bank. And I think it's the same building if I remember right. They're like a subdivision or just in the same office. Real estate commission, the seller's paying for, and real estate commission you guys are paying for on my side. Title insurance, I already did the math of this, and that does come out to that, so that's good. Closing costs, lenders credits, total closing costs, final. Did this change? Yes. This is a pretty good one. Again, I'm going through it quickly. Gold cost paid before closing, yes. Down payment funds, $12,500. I gotta check to see what you guys already put into for down payments. Make sure that's accounted for in this. And it probably is. I just don't remember the two checks that you put in, offer and P&S, what they came out to. So I'll check that to make sure that they show up here somewhere. Adjustments to credits, loan estimate, final. What's the difference there? Deposit, final. Okay. Well, paying less money is always a good thing. It's just because they had anticipated that you were going to pay more of a deposit, I guess, or something. And is the reason why there's a difference in there. Sale price. Right. I think they were looking for 55,000. We negotiated down to the 50,000, and that is the reason for the sale price. Due from borrower, the 55,000 just because of closing costs or something. Closing costs paid at closing, right? So in other words, if we had, if they had gotten the 55,000, they would have tacked on another 5,000. Would have been 60,000 in that case. But because we negotiated down to the 50,000, which was, if I remember right, was a pretty easy negotiation. There was no negotiation. We put in the offer and they accepted it, so that was a good thing. Basically, if you want to think of it in a way, they ended up paying your closing costs as if we had not negotiated that or dropped that price down when we first put in the offer. So you can think of it that way. Deposit. Okay, so you put in 12,000. Right. Loan amount. That. Final. Right. Loan estimate. They were thinking this, and this is what you put in. That's why you're paying less. Okay. I'm catching up here. Closing costs paid at closing, so that's the difference, all right, between what was due and what has been paid. Track down that information here in a second. Taxes, their taxes, your taxes, their taxes, unpaid by seller. Borrower transaction. Okay. Right. Borrower, seller. Okay, 50, 46, and that's where it comes from. So the 46. I'll go through this again a little bit more outside of this video. But 46 is some addition of numbers, and I'm sure it's in here somewhere. I'm just not quite catching it. 50 is what you bought it for. They subtracted those two. That's the money that's due to cap it off, to finish it off. And I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Everything so far looks like the math is done well. All right. And yes, that, as far as I can tell, and I'll confirm, the commission is in there. They're going to cut me a check, which is probably the right way to do it. Oh, the reason I was doing this video is, so if they fold my commission in, and anything else that they fold in, you're paying interest on that money. So I think my commission was like $1,300 or something like that. In this case, probably not so much of a concern because it's a 1 year arm, and chances are you're going to refinance off out of this arm into a construction loan or something to build a house a year from now. But if you borrow $1,300 and backfill it into this loan, and you're paying interest on it, you're not paying 1,300. You're paying 1,300 plus 5% interest per year. And then if it goes into the second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, that $1,300 becomes $1,400, $1,500, $1,600, $1,700 in the end. What you would pay at the end of that. So that same concept goes together with a 30-year mortgage. Whatever gets backfilled into the mortgage, you're not paying that amount. You're paying that amount plus the interest, so that gradually increases over time. So one thing I wanted to see was if, and I don't think they can do it anymore, I'm pretty sure they can't, is prepayment penalties. You want to be able to, all right, I have to pay the $500, but if I have an extra $100 every month or something like that, I can put in 600 and it'll reduce my principal and kill that loan faster. Um, it's not assumable. Escrow amount, demand, late payment. If you're late, they're going to charge you. That's partial payments. Security. Lender may hold them in a separate account until you pay the rest of the payment and then apply the full payment to your loan. Partial payments. Okay. Interest. I'll look at that again to make sure. Total of payments 51,000. Finance charges. Loan calculations. That might be the prepayment penalty part of this. Just to digest that a little bit more. Clear the cobwebs out of my head. All right, I don't want to make this super large video. You again in this case, because I'm assuming that you're gonna keep it for the 1 year, and then by that 1 year you're gonna be kind of going into a larger loan for the construction of the house. Some of this might not be as serious of a consideration as it normally would be. Next year is going to be a different story when you're getting into the larger loan because you're building a house. Some of the concepts I'm talking about, you do want to keep an eye on to make sure that we don't get ourselves into trouble or you guys into trouble at the time. Even after this closing, if you guys have questions for me a year from now, you want me to look something over, just let me know. I have no problem helping you guys out at that point in time. All right. So I'm not going to go through all this. Kind of, it looks decent. We know pretty much what we're doing and what's happening. A lot of it is just going to be fluff at this point. I'll go through more of it, but hope you guys are having a good morning. I will probably be at the closing. I got to go through schedules and calendars and things like that. Make sure, because there's stuff going on during the springtime that throws me all over the country. In some cases, so I will most definitely try to be there if I can. If not, I will do some work today. Today's Sunday the 27th, to make sure that we are as good as we possibly can be at this point. Everyone knows what they're doing. The usual stuff that I do just before closing. Hope you guys are having a good morning, and take care, and thank you. And I'd love to get together with you guys. Maybe even do a video with you guys. I gotta start advertising better than I have been in the past, and getting together with clients, and that would help me out personally when people see that I helped you guys do this kind of work, and that you guys are hopefully happy with the work that I did to get you guys to that point, and after. So, good morning, happy morning, thank you, and we'll be talking more. Take care.